Okay, cool. Well, please tell us your name, your film, what part you played, and I guess we'll start over here.
Sure. My name is Solmund, and I made, feels like a million years ago because we saw so many good movies, but the very first movie you saw about the wolf.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I'm the co-director, co-writer, co-DP, co-editor, and co-star of Frankie's in Town. Ditto.
Oh, thank you. I'm Max. I did directing, writing, producing, and editing of the Irish drinking song Rattlin' Bog. So,
I'm Nathan, and I directed Shared Blood.
I'm Eve, and I produced Shared Blood.
I'm Aiden, and I did production design for Shared Blood.
I'm Shane, and I shot Shared Blood.
Okay, so I'm sure everyone else is wondering as well, why did you guys make your films? What inspired you? We can start with you again. Sure.
I love my dog very much, and I think she's a person.
Adam and I are roommates, and we made this in the height of quarantine in summer of 2020, and we just really wanted to make something together. And so we thought of what could we make in a very contained way that would be kind of a genre piece.
Yeah, we just wanted to work with the constraints we had. So we're like one location, two characters. We'll try to do everything ourselves. One of our roommates, Chai, was a hero, and she held our boom pole, and yeah, just did that over a few weeks at home.
Sorry, we're going to be passing back and forth. I was watching the films of Joan Cassavetes, and no, I'm just kidding. I love him, but no. So my buddy Anna hit me up, and she was like, "I really want to make something with like a group of friends," and I had this thesis idea for college, and it just fell through. And I was like, yeah, let's like do something. And I really wanted to do this anthology series where we get 3 filmmakers, 3 writers and directors over 5 days, one location, same crew, same actors. We all live together in this place, and we just shoot this thing. So that's technically one of 3 short films that we shot in Idlewild over 5 days. And so the actors that you see were in all 3. And then I need to shout him out, Andy Aragon, the DP. He shot 3 short films in 5 days, and that was one of them. So that's kind of where it came from, was just filmmakers trying to challenge each other. Oh, and we wanted to use one word, and the word was gaudy. So that's where I kind of got the idea of like alpha male, whatever guys do, you know, that's how it is. So, but yeah.
Yeah, it was also kind of a like quarantine project. This was kind of the full crew outside of one person who was a body double for a couple days. But yeah, so kind of out of all being back home in Michigan, I wanted to make something. Yeah.
No, that's about it. Yeah.
Awesome. I would also love to hear from you guys, what was the hardest part about making your films, but also what was your favorite part about making your films?
Am I starting again?
We can start on the end.
Sure.
Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part was like displacing the water. There was like a clone tank, and me and Eve started like filling a suitcase up with cinder blocks, which did not work. So I just like hopped in it, like when it was full. So that was something, yeah. There was lots of like strawberry Nesquik in there too. It was funky.
It was really cool. So yeah, it was just us on the crew, and we shot everything on overnights. So all of the like day stuff was night for day, and it was just like me running outside and putting lights outside and running back in and looking at it, and Eve running me stingers all over the place. So it was just, yeah, a lot to do with very little.
Yeah, it was like a lot. Everyone was a trooper, and I think it was a lot of fun. I think at that time we were like really just wanting to creatively make something, and everyone was doing everything at that point. Like you were production designing, but you were doing sound, and also like script supervising and making sure the ties were the same and everything. So I think like the hardest part was just making sure that everything was like logistically correct. And so like, sure I was producing, but I was like making sure that everything was, again, like helping Aiden and everything. So I think we all just pitched in, and like Shane again was just such a trooper, and like, Shane, you really just did so much, and everyone just really did an incredible job, and it was just a lot of fun. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that covers it.
That fucking song, the song that he sang where he just goes down the list. He was just, poor Avery, he was just trying to get it because he learned it on the day, because it's a song, I've been trying to put that song in a film for like my entire Irish life, and I just couldn't do it. And he was like, so where does it start from? It starts with a nail and a flea. And I was like, yeah, man, and you just keep going down, and like we'll get smaller and smaller. So that had to have been the hardest part, was learning that song, and then them learning the chorus and stuff. But it was fun. I loved it.
Maybe the hardest part was because Sam and I were doing everything, we had to keep checking a monitor, going back and forth, making sure we had our marks. And yeah, I think that. And also we have 4 other roommates, so asking them to like politely shuffle around while we were filming, make sure we weren't getting in their way or they're in ours.
Yeah, probably the hardest thing for me was like playing just like a bad person, because I'm just like a really good guy, and like getting in that headspace, it was just like a documentary. Yeah, no, it was just really challenging. It was so different than who I am. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, probably the hardest thing was conceptualizing. Like, I like a lot of like movement, I think, in general, in like in shots, and like kind of conceptualizing it so much from stillness, especially something as kind of chaotic as that film. Because we had to like then set up the camera and act in it. So that was definitely a challenge. That was fun to navigate.
Yeah, I mean, making a movie is hard generally. I think the sort of impetus behind this movie was that I wanted to try making a wolf puppet, because I'd never built a puppet before, and then it kept getting bigger and bigger, and I realized, like, shit, I should have gotten somebody who could build puppets to do this part of the job. So building the puppet, I think, was the hardest part of that.
It's all a learning experience. Yeah. Okay, let's get some audience questions in here. Anyone? You're right there.
Wolf movie, did you find like a human silicone skin and then an actor to match that? Or an actor and then find the human skin?
We made the skin for the actor, and I still have it, and I do props, that's like my day job, and I just did props. I'm technically on the job right now, don't tell my boss. But I'm doing props on a movie where that actor is in it, and he spoilers, he dies, and so I rented the skin suit to them, so it's making a little paying back.
Respect the hustle. Anyone else? Like, you guys have no questions after watching that? Okay, Will, right there.
I want to ask about the Wolf movie specifically, but also everybody's musical inspirations and how decisions were made about what music to use and why.
I mean, The Four Seasons is really great. Force Majeure is one of my favorite films, and it's used really, really heavily in that, so I totally ripped them off. But we ran out of money, so we couldn't get original music, and so I found this website with a bunch of church organ music that I loved, and I wanted to use it for the whole montage where he's becoming a man. And then I found this guy who did an organ cover of Four Seasons. I was like, perfect. So I reached out to him, and he let us use the music. And then at the end, we switched to orchestral just so it feels a bit bigger. But yeah, it was just because I like Force Majeure and I'm an uncreative hack.
Right there.
Okay, so really loved all the movies, but question for you guys, like, what was the process when working with y'all's actors, and if you were in your own films, like, how different was that than working with
actors? So in terms of acting, because we were kind of doing everything, it was really liberating because I had no time to think about the performance at all, because we were just so concerned with setting up the shot and and kind of directing and all of that. So it was very liberating because it was just kind of like, okay, now, and we just do it. So that was like, yeah, I don't know, it was cool.
Yes, Sam comes from a playwriting background. I did theater for a bit, and so that helped in that we could sort of help. So many of the shots are just singles, but in those moments, we were acting for each other too, so we could do a little bit of coaching for each other as well.
So the three actors are good friends of mine, and they're all coming from like a theater background, and they do acting full-time for paid work and stuff, but they wanted to show up and do this, and I just wanted to, I mean, I'm obsessed with theater as well, and I just really wanted them to feel like they have like a sandbox to play in. So a lot of the blocking actually was them, like they bound downstairs and we're like, can we like run it for you? Can we like do the script fully, like a play? And I was like, I just almost started crying. I was like, yes, please. And they just like did it, and me and the DP would like see where they were blocking, and we would kind of like move them a little bit and be like, no, we want it here and here. So it kind of gave them, they were much more directors than I were. Like they were just had so much autonomy with the space and where they wanted to place themselves. And yeah, it was just a lot of like improv and kind of like dancing off each other. Like the incest line was not written. That was Jeremy being an asshole. And then I was like, I would go up to Avery and I'd be like, dude, are you gonna just fucking take that from him? Like, are you just not gonna not say anything? And he was like, yeah, you're right. And then we added it in. So it just was a lot of autonomy and a lot of like openness with each other and working with each other. So yeah.
Yeah, we had the doubles thing. So it was like we had Micah, who was there as a body double a couple of days. He would like read lines opposite, and then yeah, we would just like run through it, and I would just hope in the edit that it would sync up. We didn't have very technical, no technical timing, but it worked out. Yeah, everybody was also Micah. I don't know how much that's an actor thing, but we were like all pant legs and stuff for different shots. Yeah.
Do any of you have theater experience? Okay. Oh, that'd be serendipitous.
Yeah, would you like to answer the question as well?
Oh,
How is it working with a wolf?
he was pretty uncooperative. No, our animals were really good. We got super lucky. Even like there's a fly on the body of the wolf at the end. Perfect timing. Great comedic timing from the fly. Yeah, we got really lucky.
All right. Do we have any other questions? Right here?
Yeah, I have another question for the wolf movie. All of the guys in the suits at the end were incredible. Like, how did you find them?
No, they're mostly friends. One of them was my dad. My dad's a great actor. He's been a theater actor for his entire life, and we just shot a short together where he has a real role. But yeah, it's mostly friends. You know, a lot of it was like trading. I'll come help you out on your movie if you come be a guy in a suit for 2 days. Because there's a lot of locations with those guys in the suits, so we needed people who commit to 2 full days of shooting, because they're in the boardroom, they're in the 3 different exterior locations, they're at the place where the wolf gets killed. It's like it's actually a lot of stuff from them.
Damn. Is that a, oh, sorry, never mind, it looks like I was up. Okay, right here.
I had a question for all the filmmakers, just because these were such specific stories. I was just curious what sort of influences you had going into it, whether it be a filmmaker or film or anything. It was all so specific and very, very.
I think one of my biggest inspirations to start writing was playwright Harold Pinter, who deals with these very ordinary, banal situations and finds humor and menace that's just lurking beneath the surface. And so that was something that I think was a big inspiration of finding those subtle power dynamics that are always lurking beneath.
I don't know if it really comes through, but I'm a fan of Yorgos Lanthimos' work, and so his ability to create those very unsettling atmospheres with still images, I think, was one for me.
John Cassavetes, like I said. I think I said his name earlier. Him and like Alma Harrell, I think is a wizard. She's a genius. Those are like really people. I just really love movies where people make men look like idiots. So I was just picking from them. And John Cassavetes is a genius when it comes to making men fools of themselves. So yeah.
I think I like kind of early on, like Twilight Zone episodes. I kind of remember thinking of like that and like Alfred Hitchcock Presents, just with like the ties being really goofy, but a way to like distinguish and confuse people seemed like it'd be fun. Are there any visual things you can think of? Any? Just fully original. Yeah.
Okay, we have time for one more question. Anyone want to take the last one? I'll do it. Do you guys have any last words of wisdom to impart on these talented youths?
Don't let friends stay over.
And cherish your collaborators.
That too.
Just keep making stuff.
Work with your friends and uplift voices. That whole crew is literally just like friends of friends. Like I've been friends with them for years, so it was like a little paradise just being up in that cabin with people I can share meals with, and then we can just like go make stuff with. So I just didn't want to get off the mountain because why would you want to not make great stuff with your friends and people you can like love and cherish? So always make stuff with your friends when you can.
Yeah, definitely make stuff with friends. It's also, yeah, so much fun to do crazy things. I feel like, yeah, do things that you like, write things that you don't know how to make, and then figure out how to make them. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna ditto what you said. I think like try to challenge yourself with the next project and figure out what you don't know.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for coming. Remember to vote for your favorite film, and have a good night, and I guess we'll see you guys around.